Well, Matt and Ryan, how you going, guys?
Good. Very good. Yeah. Good. How about yourself?
Good for a Sunday night. At least having
Yeah.
some beers on a Sunday night. It usually doesn't
Yeah.
happen, does it? Yeah.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers,
It always
boys.
happens here.
Well, your band Shatter Brain are about to release your debut album Pitchfork Justice on May 1st through Wormhole Death Records, and it's already getting great responses everywhere, and which is good news for you guys. So close to release, you guys must be feeling pretty damn good about it.
Yeah, it's been a long journey, so we're glad to be at this point, really, despite the circumstances. Yeah, recorded last year, June, July, I think. So, yeah, it was a bit of a process from there, but, yeah, pretty happy with how it's turned out.
Yeah, it sounds huge.
That's good. Cheers, mate, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, even though you guys can't play due to all the corona social distancing and stuff like that, do you have plans to celebrate it in some way? It's a big achievement.
Yeah, I mean, we've had a few celebrations along the way, you know, getting the final masters, getting the mixes, getting the product. You know, you celebrate each of those a little bit. No formal plans, but maybe we'll organise some Zoom beers or something like that to try and you know, put an exclamation mark on the occasion. Yeah, did a Facebook Live video last night. It was an unboxing and playing of the vinyl. So,
oh, cool! I haven't seen that.
Bit of a mini celebration, but yeah, there's not too much you can do really. Any ideas?
I don't know, man. I've been doing a lot of Zooming.
Yeah. Seems to be the thing to do. Yeah,
can't even jam. I've been getting random calls from the other boys in my band. Just I'll be at work, and I think it's an emergency, and it's just them all together when, you know, having it just they're just at home, just bored. Hey guys, what are we doing? Okay, all right. I guess that's the only thing I can suggest. You can't go to a pub at the moment, which kind of sucks, but you can bring the pub to you.
Yes, yeah. We'll just make sure we celebrate even harder when we can.
That's right. Well, of course, I mean, the production is awesome too. You know, you recorded with Jimmy Balderson at Ghost Note, I believe. And man, it sounds huge. Also, you know, a lot of work went into it. You know, how was the process for you guys?
Yeah, it was great. I think I'd speak for everyone. For us, it was a bit different. We wanted to go into this one being produced by somebody in particular, and see where that takes us, and really just let go of the reins a little bit, and try and get that bigger sound. There was a lot of fun along the way, and everyone's really stoked with how it's turned out. I just can't wait to hear what everyone has to say about it rather. Yeah, I mean, we were pretty thorough with the pre-pro, the demoing, the writing. I guess we kind of wrote the song by demoing them and seeing how they sounded, and then iteratively improving on them from there. So we'd kind of done it to death by the time we hit the studio, but it was really refreshing to be able to just say, here, take the driver's seat, here's the keys, do what you want with the songs. And, you know, he's, as a drummer, working with him is just like incredible. He's a drummer himself. He's the king of pulling big live drum sounds, and that was something we really wanted to do with this record, and I think he hit it out of the park. I
agree. Yeah, I mean, the drums sound huge, and the guitars especially, it's for the first time in a little while, like they cut through. You know, they're not, you know, when you turn an album up in your car and it's like, it sounds crisp.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. And there's a lot of time spent on getting the source tones and sounds and everything that he was hearing or that he was wanting to hear. It was, you know, it seemed a little bit pedantic at times, but at the end you could sort of tell why. Like, there was very little mixing that I could see that needed to be done because he had the vision and where he wanted everything to sit from the start. And tried to get those sounds from the start, and just little bits and pieces along the way. You know, we had a very sort of we found the general guitar sound that we wanted on the album, and then there was just lots of layers added in certain parts. You know, we'd be recording a part, and Jimmy would go, "Hang on a minute, I got a pedal we need to use on this part." He'd go off into some room and dust off a pedal and bring it in, and lo and behold, it just added so much to that part. So. yeah, it was a great experience.
I think a lot of credit has to go to Dav Byrne, who mastered it as well. He's Iridium Audio is his company. I'm not sure if that's what he does his own work under, but he's in Ulver and Encircling Sea, all those awesome bands in Melbourne. And he just, he didn't block master it. It's still got so much dynamic to it, but it's nice and punchy as well. So yeah, we were it was a match made in heaven, really, in our opinion, and we were really happy with the final product.
Another thing that it does that not a lot of albums do these days is each track flows into each other perfectly, and they all link up. Like, no one really does that anymore.
Yeah, that's cool. That's, it's really nice when people notice, because we spent lots of time focusing on that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
We went into it with the intention of, we want to put this album out on vinyl, whether we do it ourselves or someone else does it for us. And we want to make sure that it follows that sort of more conventional vinyl format orientated track listing. You've got the song that's meant to end side A, and you've got the song that's meant to open side B, and everything has to work and weave together in between. And we've got lots of overlap between tracks, so that if you skip to that track on the CD, you're going to have some overhang from the song before it, but that's intentional, because we want, when you're listening to it on the vinyl, that it's going to seamlessly transition between songs. So it's cool when people notice that kind of stuff, because we do put a lot of effort into it, and that's there for a reason.
And it's so, I miss albums that do that. So that was like the thing that jumped out at me. I could imagine it being a massive pain in the ass to make sure it was perfect too. How long did that sort of take to get you guys to sort of go, okay, got to link this up here and link this up here? What was the hardest part about that?
Oh, just spending the time, and I guess you'd call them arguments back and forth about track listing order and what everyone thought would go well together. And it even changed, right up until the end. We had I think track 2 was originally,
track 5.
Yeah, track 5 and track 2 were originally swapped around. And then towards the end, it just became clear that it was like that's got to be the second track. It's a banger. But yeah, it's definitely, I think most of us in the band are all really appreciate that side of the album experience. And we like putting on an album and listening to it from start to finish, and the way the band intends, the way the artist intends you to listen to it and wants you to listen to it as a package. So, we love that stuff.
What about the concept for the album and the title? How's that all play into it?
Yeah, well, we kind of had this general idea that we wanted to make a bit of a, not necessarily a statement, but explore the
commentary.
Yeah, explore and commentate on, I guess, the state of the world. I don't know, all the issue, all those issues that we think are, no longer apply anymore, and that we're all very aware and accepting and all that kind of stuff, when actually it's just manifests in a slightly different way. And, I'm talking mostly about sort of political correctness and social justice warriors and that kind of thing. It's not so much that we strongly have an opinion either way, which one's right, which one's wrong, and whether we're left or lean right or whatever. It's more just a commentary on, or opening a communication about those kind of issues. And one of the main ones, I guess, is social media and this idea of lynch mobs. And it's so easy to see a comment that you don't agree with and then just go all in on that person, and this and this, and not actually sit back and reflect a little bit, or consider their perspective before you go in and express your opinion to millions of people or thousands of people that you don't know. And that's sort of where Pitchfork Justice came in, that idea of lynch mobs and justice by the mob. So that was, I guess, everything kind of, that and Talk and Fear were two, which is a song about that similar kind of thing, like not saying how you really feel because of fear. And kind of it all circled around that, and the artwork and everything tied into that as well.
In regards to the artwork, that was Steve Lemon. Lemon? Is that how you say his name?
Lehman, yeah.
Lehman. Man, incredible artist, dude. Like, how'd you hook up with him?
Yeah, he's great. He's very fortunate to be able to work with him. He's he's an Adelaide local, and he's been working here. He's been working with Jason North, local promoter and musician from Truth Corroded.
I know Jason, top dude.
Yeah. Puts on the Heavy SA and You Dead festivals, and Steve does all the artwork for that as well. So we sort of nabbed him from Northie and haven't let go. So
yeah, he's done all of our artwork just about to date. So yeah, we really like, we love he's got an old school style. He's a fair bit older than us, but we seem to share a common love of the same type of bands. He's an old school thrash dude, and so he gets where we're coming from. We love Ed Repka, and he worships Repka. So we just knew that especially when we had this idea for how this album cover was going to come together, we knew that he was the right guy for it. And he just, we literally just gave him A4 sheet of like, yeah, this is kind of what we're hearing. This is kind of what we're feeling. This is kind of what we're seeing. Work around this. And it was just like, he would send us little things every day just about while he's working on that. And it was just like, far out. This is turning into something way bigger than we ever imagined. So it was really cool. It's really, unique experience, I think, at least for me, to be that excited about something like that.
And is it on the back that's got the cartoon versions of you guys just sort of chilling, having a beer?
Yeah, it's at the front of the Cranker, the Crown and Anchor Hotel, which is like a pretty well-known drinking hole in Adelaide.
That's awesome. Are you showing those guys from there?
Not yet. That's actually where we did the video for Talking Fear as well.
Oh, cool.
So now we've got the vinyls, we have to bring them on so they can put it up on the wall.
Big
but that was Steve's idea. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, we did an interview with Andrew from Scars and Guitars a couple of weeks back, and he was saying he wants a silk flag, and I thought that's a great idea. We hadn't actually thought of that, so we're gonna have to get some silk flags going.
Yeah, for sure.
That's a really good idea. Yeah, put me down for 2.
Okay, done.
Cool. Yeah, sweet. And of course, you've opened for I Hate God and Cavalera Conspiracy, Integrity, and Power Trip. Looking back on those shows, which was the most memorable for you guys?
I'd have to say Cavalera Conspiracy. For obvious reasons. Everyone in the band is very influenced by Sepultura and all those guys, but one of the main reasons is Tom, our singer, got invited up to do a cover of Dirty Deeds with those guys, with Max, and it was so cool. It was just so cool. And
that's huge.
Oh, bless Tom. I'm sure he won't mind me saying he was shitting himself a bit beforehand, but as soon as he got up there, it was on, and that's our boy. We were proud of him. Yeah. So no, it was cool. That one was great. But they've all been amazing. I mean, Power Trip was amazing as well. Big influence on us. So
yeah, different reasons. Like Cavalera and I Hate God. They're huge influences, and love all their albums, and love most of their albums. But then bands like Power Trip, those more contemporary influences that I guess really spurred us to do the band the way we're doing it. So and Integrity as well, to see guys like that still doing it for as long as they have been doing it, still playing the clubs and just putting their all in, and just seeing they're just so prolific, and that's again a real influence on us. We want to be a band that's putting out our release every 12 to 18 months, and all of it's killer, and someone finds something they really like in this era of the band and that kind of thing. So really all really great experiences for different reasons.
Yeah, sure.
You guys were meant to open for Carcass. Is that right?
Oh, don't remind me.
Thanks,
man. Don't remind me. Dude, I had tickets. I was doing the trip. Flights. Yeah, man. I was really looking forward to that. That's a bummer, but hey, man, they'll be back.
Yeah.
Hopefully, they got a new album they'll have to promote. So.
Yeah, I was super stoked on that one. I'd never seen them, and they hadn't been here for so long, and that new album was coming out. I'm very excited about that one, but yeah, what can't be helped, right? Everyone's health and everything is the most important thing at the moment, so
that's it.
Got to do that.
That's it. That's right. And you released a series of web episodes with a bit of history and recording, and but my favorite one was 9 9 minutes of hitting the snare. That was you. And for 9 minutes, I thought it was a joke, but you hit it for 9 minutes. Apart from that, it's really well done, man. Are you planning on doing more of those?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. We've got a few. We originally, the 8 that are out now, that was originally the amount that we had, kind of wrap things up nicely. But with everything that's happening, we've commissioned our mate Ando from Ando Media Services to do a few more for us. There's so much footage there. It was just a matter of us having to fork out the dosh for it. So he's got the footage, so we'll make it happen. But yeah, we were really stoked with how they came out. Even like the 9 minutes of snare one, it's a little bit of a joke, but that's like people who are in bands and have been in the studio.
Yes.
You know what it's you know what it's like, and it's literally and I really think like those parts are the difference between I think an album sounding it's quite stale and sterile, and one that's got that liveliness to it because you have those layers added to them. But yeah, documents the history of the band, and then some of the touring we've done, and then up to the recording process of the album. So hopefully, for me personally, I know whenever I watch something like that, it gives me a better appreciation for the music I'm listening to and the band, and kind of humanizes it a little bit. So hopefully, other people get the same thing out of the webisodes.
But not only that, I mean, like 20 years down the track, you boys can look back and watch it, and you know what I mean? See how far you've come, And...
Yeah, I think me personally, just speaking for myself, but like with my previous bands, other bands, I've kind of taken things for granted a little bit, and just living in the moment and loving what you're doing, but not taking those photos or those videos or getting someone to document it as well. But then when all is said and done, you want to be able to relive it a little bit. You want to relive your youth a little bit. So this will be great for that.
Yeah, it's easy. It's easy to when you're so focused and driven and eyes on the prize and trying to get shit done, that it's so easy to not reflect on what's actually happening until it's years gone by, and then all you have is a hazy memory of whatever that time was. So yeah, definitely is a good thing to have for that as well.
Absolutely. And you guys have been together only a few years, but you've done a hell of a lot in that time. That takes a strong work ethic, and with bands it's usually a really difficult thing, to get everyone on the same page, with writing and style, and just how do you guys navigate that?
Well, we formed the band just over 2 years ago, with that in mind, really. Like Ryan and I wanted to form a band that wanted to tour a lot more and record and release a lot more prolifically, and just have driven members. And we tried to, we took our time and tried to find people with similar mindsets. And so far I think we've been doing a pretty good job at keeping that sort of work ethic going. We've gone overseas a few times, and this will be the third release that we're putting out. So that's basically what it boils down to. Just trying to stay on the same page and keep communication lines open between one another as well, because that's important within a band.
Absolutely. You guys work really, really hard. I don't know many bands that work as hard as you guys, like with that amount, in that short amount of time. I'm not just saying it. It's like, but you've worked hard for it.
Yeah.
So, cheers.
Yeah, cheers. Man. Appreciate that. And, it's basically been the motto from day one. Let's just do everything at 10 and see what happens, and it's worked for us. It worked for us so far. So we're just going to keep going. It's difficult at the moment, obviously, but we'll keep going and see how far it takes us.
And your first show, I believe, was in Brisbane.
It was, yeah.
Yes. At the back room there,
yeah. I love the back room.
Yeah, it's a nice room there. Good stage.
Good sound.
That was good. I think we what was that one?
That was it was Mousie's
Metal
Australia Day thing, I think. Yeah, because it was like late January. Yeah. So we played Brisbane, and then we did like Port Augusta, a bunch of rural Victoria shows. We played New Zealand and Alice Springs before we played Adelaide. So we essentially just booked an Australia-New Zealand tour, We wanted the last date of that tour to be in Adelaide, that to be our homecoming show, or our first hometown show. And that was actually at Heavy SA, which Northie organises. So we got to play at a packed room at that Fowler's Live, now known as the Line Arts. So that was a pretty good first Adelaide show to play.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. And, you know, you mentioned before, you know, you've toured Australia, New Zealand, Asia, like you've gone overseas. You know, when this whole COVID-19 thing calms down, you guys got plans to head back over there or even Europe or?
100%. Yeah, we had plans for a lot of the year. Well, in motion at least. Things take time to lock in, but unfortunately, yeah, everything's sort of up in the air at the moment. It's hard to commit to any dates anywhere, and you know, for anyone, for bands or promoters or venues or anything. So who knows when we'll be able to tour, when we'll be able to play again. But we're definitely going to be trying to get to Europe, trying to get overseas again, around the country again. Whether that's later this year or next year or end of next year, hopefully not, but we'll see how we go.
Yeah, Wormhole Death has offices in Japan and in the States, and then obviously in Europe. So we're really hoping to get to Japan. I just want to get my copy of the album with the Japanese pressings on it. That's bucket list shit for me.
Absolutely. Has it got like the Japanese bonus tracks and stuff on it?
I wish. Yeah. we didn't think about that. So unfortunately not.
Oh man, Japan. Did you guys play Japan?
Yeah. Did 4 shows in Japan.
That's a dream, man. That's my dream.
Yeah.
How was that? How was it down there? Up there?
Yeah, it was really good. We really seemed to resonate with them. I think because we're pretty eclectic, I guess, in terms of a metal band. We've got a lot of different things going on, and so I think, especially the more hardcore-y, thrashy bands that we played with, that, you know, none of them are straight up thrash or straight up hardcore, or you know, they've always got a million. We played with a band that was just a dude screaming and a hi-hat. You know, it was like it was one of the coolest things. I think they were called Cunt. Yeah. So I was, you know, we just seemed to really click with those kind of people, and made some really good contacts and friends with bands over there. So yeah, we're really itching to get back.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh man, that's awesome. And of course, you're going to come up here, Queensland, right? You're going to hit us up again.
We had a show in Brisbane, and then a show the night after at
Vinny's Dive.
Vinny's Dive.
Yeah.
Yeah, but unfortunately they've fallen through. But hopefully end of this year, if not early next year. But we're definitely keen to get up to Brisbane. For me, Brisbane's always been really good. I play in another band, Alkira, and we used to just play with Malachite all the time. Trying to, and you know, bands like Derain and Wartooth and all those kind of thrash bands. So getting back up there is high on the priority list.
We'll be there. Try and stop us.
No one's going to stop you. I think they're going to wave you through. I mean, as long as you get a few of these. Vinny's, you know, Vinny's is awesome, man. Vinny's is like one of the best shows.
There might be some authorities on the border there that might say otherwise, but we'll see how we go.
Yeah, it's true. But you know.
Punch him.
Shit. You don't need to see my identification. You'll probably find, I mean, hopefully soon things are going to get a little bit more relaxed. Apparently next week we can have picnics again. But you know,
okay. Well, that'd be nice.
Maybe we can do some picnic gigs.
Perfect.
Yeah. You just go, hey, what are you guys doing in Queensland? Picnic. Fucking picnic. What's the musical equipment? You're not playing a show. Nah, just picnic.
I have a guitar-shaped blanket.
Yeah, that's in it.
All the pedals in a wicker basket.
little weird. Oh man, that'd be awesome.
Play with breadsticks.
Shish kebabs, mate. They'll never know. Yeah. Well, boys, thanks for hanging out on the show. Pitchfork Justice is out this Friday. Quick, kind of miss this Friday, May 1st. All the best, and we'll see you guys very soon. We'll have all the links down here, I think somewhere here, and pre-order it now.
Cheers, mate. Thanks heaps for having us on, and stay safe.
Yeah, for sure.
Have a good night, boys. Thanks very much. I'll see you
Cheers,
soon.
mate.
Dude. Thanks so much.
Cheers.
Okay.
All the best.
See you soon.
Cheers.
Bye.